Hello and welcome to episode number 12 of the Offside Flag. No, we are not bored of doing it yet. um, on today's show we have got the Premier League preview for the weekend. We've got a couple of questions and topics that we've come up with and we would like to answer. Including the hypnotic Premier League football. Then we're going to review the Premier League teams' draws in the Champions League, a couple of interesting ones, and also mine and Gav's Super Sixes predictions for the weekend. So let's get started.
Exactly. We're first game written down here is we're off to White Hart Lane. And it's Spurs versus Liverpool.
Be tight this, I think. Liverpool will be looking for something after getting a spanking away at Burnley last week.
Mind you, I do think Spurs are a team that will open up a lot more than Burnley did. So I think it does play more to Liverpool's strengths. But it's just, which Liverpool do you see? Is it the one so impressive, at least defensively, against Arsenal? Or the one that couldn't break down Burnley?
Yeah, I think Klopp did the right thing in midweek and played a strong side away at Burton and got the right result, and I think that'll give him the confidence.
Well, this I suppose if you've got no European football later, you shouldn't have too many fitness worries, should you?
No.
So you should look at all three competitions as a chance to win something.
But that's the early kick-off on Saturday afternoon. I'm not going to tell you what channel it's on because somebody criticised me last time when I got it wrong. Didn't they, Mr. Kirkham?
Thank you, long-time viewers of the show.
Yeah. Okay, so the 3 o'clock kick-off's on Saturday. We've got Chelsea and Burnley. Burnley will be looking to get a result against another one of the big six.
Yeah.
Can't see it personally though.
No, I can't either, I must admit. I think Chelsea will just be too strong for me. And what'll be interesting again to see whether they partner Costa with Batshuayi.
Yeah, he's got a couple of goals recently, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's on fire.
Exactly, he seems to have been settling down very well in West London, so fair play to him.
Thirdly is our game of the weekend.
It's got to be one every weekend.
Is Crystal Palace and Bournemouth.
Actually, I think this will be quite decent, to be honest.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think...
man, this has got 0-0 written all over it. This has got 0-0 written all over it.
No, I'm going to go with Benteke to score. Yeah. I think this is where he's going to get off to a nice start. Although I saw Delaney, is he centre-back for Palace?
Yeah.
Said about, well, he's not Messi, is he? So that's welcoming.
No, he's about 3 foot taller than Messi. No, he's a good signing for Palace. I'd imagine if he only came in last Saturday, he might start on the bench.
Oh.
Which would be the only thing I'd say about that.
Yeah, but then again, don't you have to play Connor Wickham?
Oh, that's a good point. Christian Benteke, Connor Wickham.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what I'd go for.
And for what part you went for, to be fair.
Yeah. At Goodison Park, it's Everton against Stoke. Everton will be looking to go ahead with their positive start to the season. Played good football so far, got 2 pretty decent results. Probably get a third one here as well.
Yeah, and then if they get to win here, 7 points from 9 looks very rosy. You start to wonder whether they'll break into the top 6 or whatever, don't you, at the end of the season? Yeah,
it's all about sustainability for Everton, I think. If they can get a couple more players in before the end of the transfer window and they can keep it going, then they might be a danger to the top 4.
Exactly, on paper they've got a very decent team and it's turning out to be like that on the pitch, so...
Definitely. Champions Leicester host Swansea. This could be interesting.
Yeah.
It could be.
It could go well. Very difficult to predict. I mean, it could be Swansea nick it after playing well defensively through Llorente or Fer, or Montero, one of those type of players, sneaks a goal in. So, but I'm going to go with Leicester to win. Actually, I think their quality from last season is going to have to show in some matches. And said they've kept the nucleus of the team, so I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, I think Swansea's defeat at the weekend is a bit of a blow to them, to be honest. Yeah, I think Leicester will win. I think it'll be tight, but they need to get off. They need to get 3 points here, really.
Yeah, exactly. On to Southampton versus Sunderland.
I tell you what, Sunderland fans, you got a nice little trip, haven't you? Wow. Do not fancy that much.
No. Be interesting to see how many fans they take. But money's on Southampton in a tight game here, I think. Although under Moyes, Sunderland have been very good, I thought. Well, defensively, quite strong, but...
They played Town last night and they were gash, apparently.
Clean sheet, mate.
Yeah, not being funny though. If you play, apparently he played a half decent side last night, and they ran out 1-0 winners in the 83rd minute.
Well, yeah, the English football. Well, sorry, what's it? What's the tournament again? English football trophy, whatever it is.
The AFL Cup.
That's the one. Yes, it's been not a bad tournament, has it? Really, with teams that are actually.
No, it's been pretty decent.
I mean, I'm not casting my eye that far down the football pyramid recently, but it's been seems a good standard. On to Watford, and they're hosting Arsenal.
Yeah, this will be tight, I think. Watford being at home, Arsenal haven't really started yet.
No.
I think it'll be a struggle for Arsenal, but I think they'll just about nick it.
Yeah, I think this is one of the games where if you have any title aspirations, you need to
be winning it, don't you?
Exactly. So I'm going to go for Arsenal to win 3-1 actually on this one, which spoiler for the Super Sixes later. Sorry, but
yeah, Arsenal. They need to make a couple of signings before the transfer window. I doubt they will make it that many. Which will please the Arsenal fans. Obviously, we've touched on it 3 or 4 times. That Arsenal is struggling for players, but realistically, if they've got the right manager, they've still got a squad that can win the Premier League. Really.
Then again, how many seasons do you say this is sort of a case of if they buy a couple of players, they'll be title challengers, and the cycle just goes round and round, doesn't it? So
you see, the thing is though, right? If you sat an Arsenal fan down like we are now and showed them 10 years of Arsene Wenger talking in August and July, I'd imagine that the Arsenal fan would be like this after the first 2 minutes.
Exactly. It seems clear to me, a defender and a striker.
Yeah, and some ambition.
Yeah, I agree there.
Massively need some ambition. Look, yeah, fair enough, runners up last season, but finishing 4th, winning the FA Cup for a club like Arsenal with a 60,000 seater stadium and 270 million quid in the bank ain't a great achievement.
I don't even say finishing second was a great achievement last season, because it wasn't a second that ever threatened the title.
Well, they finished 10 points off?
Yeah, exactly. At no point was it a case of they tailed off and sort of.
Yeah, realistically they were fighting for second.
Yeah, exactly. So. But also, I'd say though, whenever Wenger has bought big, he hasn't got a bad signing yet. I can't think of one on the top of my head.
No.
So he does well when he spends the money, and we need to try it a bit more, I think. But a team that does not mind spending a bit of money in last game is Hull. Oh, sorry, I mean Man United. It's
unscripted. Yay.
It's meant to be a joke.
Balls up number 1, please. No, Hull at home to Man United. See, I got it right. Only because I've just looked straight at it, but no, Hull, Man United, first big game of the season.
Yeah.
First top 4 game of the season.
And no, to clarify with my joke, I think Hull actually do need to buy some players.
Yeah, well, they still only got 13 fit players.
Yeah.
Well, senior players anyway.
Although I've been listening to a few United fans, and apparently the thought of spending 150 million in today's climate just isn't good enough. You still need to buy a few more players, which is it bewilders me, I must admit. But
honestly, if I was sat in a press conference or if I was sat doing a Q&A with United fans and they said to me, "You spent 150 million, we need a couple more players," I'd just tell them to get out, to be honest.
the thing is, it's not even like you've spent 150 million and then you got the money back at any point.
No.
It's just the net spend of that.
Where's the financial fair play in this?
I don't think it exists anymore. I really don't.
I think there's still £300 million worth of debt as well. I know the Glazers cleared about 400 million of it because they were 700 million pound in debt. I think the Glazers got rid of 400 million of it, so they're 300 million pound in debt. They spent 150 million and they've sold
McNair.
Paddy McNair
Yeah.
and Donald Love.
Yeah. So, but apparently the money spent on Pogba, they've spent more of their percentage before now, of the percent of their turnover. So actually, they're doing quite well in terms of revenue, but it's still spellbinding amount of money.
Yeah, as it's a top 4 game, we've stayed away from this on the Super Sixes.
Yeah.
Because we're both struggling at the moment with our predictions, so I think it's best if we stay off it, to be honest.
Yeah.
On to Sunday's games. I'm not going to call it Super Sunday because Gav doesn't like it. So on to Sunday's games, and Hoofball West Brom play free-flowing football Middlesbrough at the moment.
Yeah, quite. Shows what you can do with a few decent signings. And another team that, according to what I've heard, Tony Pulis has been asking for 5 new players since the dawn of time, I think. And his wish has not been granted.
Yeah, he's not getting anything out of Berahino, is he?
No.
Empty seats in the stadium, poor football.
It's
tactically inept.
And those are the good points.
Yeah, need I say more? To be honest, he's just he's just a manager that gets on my wick. He's just a hoofball manager that keeps teams up.
Yeah, this is it. I think much for a team who actually, even if they lose, they try to entertain. It's just I don't know if I'd be happy being a West Brom fan, because even if you win, it's a case of we defended for most of the game, we were sort of resolute in defence, but we weren't exciting to watch. So I can see why West Brom fans, even when winning, would be upset, to be honest.
I wouldn't want to be a West Brom fan, mainly because I'd have to go to West Brom, to be honest. But we both think that Middlesbrough are going to win here.
Yeah.
Away win for Middlesbrough, carry on their form. And they'll sneak up the table.
Yeah, and we'd put Middlesbrough, well, I'd put Middlesbrough down for lower mid-half, say 12th, 13th, that type of region. I think they'll be comfortably surviving this year.
Lower mid-half?
Lower mid-table, I meant to say, yes.
Christ.
Lower mid-half is a thing, though.
You're the one with the degree, aren't you?
Not in the football table.
So on to the Etihad, or the Empty Had as people have been calling it.
Hashtags.
Yeah. The Empty Had, Etihad, Eastlands, whichever one you want to call it. It's Man City against West Ham. Big game for both. Exactly.
At the time of filming, West Ham are currently losing to Astra. So...
So yeah, they're struggling a bit. City, obviously, I'd imagine Claudio Bravo will make his debut.
Yeah, he should be a very decent signing. Was he 15 million? Was that right?
£17 million they signed him for.
17.
Yeah,
that is very decent, I think. Wow. So I think he's 31. So for a goalkeeper, still relatively young. So I think decent buy.
Yeah, Claudio Bravo's actually 33. I did my research.
You'll only get estimations on this show. He's lower 30s.
Yeah.
Lower mid 30s.
Oh dear. What has this show boiled down to? Me and him taking swipes at each other. But no, I've gone for a draw on this one.
Yeah. I've gone for a win, and if you ever want any help with Claudio Bravo's biography, then here's your man. Little town in Chile he was born in, all sorts.
Yeah, Wikipedia's a great page.
Also full of lies, but on to our first topic of the day, which is the Championship. It's one of the best leagues in Europe, I'd say. One of the top 10, I would say. So does its competitive nature, good standard of football, help the Premier League in any way? And after much thought about this, I would say considerably so.
I'm not quite sure.
It's just...
And the reason I say I'm not quite sure is because if you look statistically, the amount of teams that come up and then go straight back down.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a great league, but it's still a massive step.
Yeah, I agree there. I do agree it's a big step.
It's a big jump between Premier League and Championship football.
Yeah, but I just think it's a case of the teams that go down and then back up again, they're still playing at a good standard, aren't they? So
yeah.
It's not a case of they've gone down to something like Serie B and they're playing a very poor standard of football, so when they go back up it's very difficult again for them. It's almost like they're training back again for the Premier League. Same Newcastle, if they go back up, it's a case of their players will still be fine, I would have thought.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sort of in the middle on this one because yes, it is a fantastic level to play at, and the football down in the Championship is a very good standard. But I like I said, I still think that the Premier League is a big step above.
It is, but I mean, you get players like Vardy who can be able to perform in both.
Yeah, true.
Andre Gray, another example. He seems like he'll be able to comfortably fit into the Premier League.
Yeah.
And then, Dwight Gale. I didn't think he was a bad Premier League striker, but he's made the step down quite willingly. So he's not thought as too much of a demotion, has he?
No, he's a good player, Dwight Gale. He's a tosser, but he's a good player.
I just think that it's nice to sort of, if you can stay in the country, you still play a decent standard. And it's interesting to see in the comment section where the Championship would fit in if it was in the sort of top European leagues.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's too far. Once you take out the top 5 leagues, maybe Portugal's and Russia's, I don't think it's too far off.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty high up there.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
I'd imagine there's quite a few Championship teams that would, apart from, say, Benfica and Porto, do quite well in the Portuguese league.
Yeah, true. Right, just a little one. This is mine because I just thought it'd be a bit of a laugh, really. Who is or was the worst Premier League player, past or present?
Oh, I'm going to go with Frank Sinclair for his fantastic goals to game ratio, just at the wrong end. Did he get 5 own goals one season, something ridiculous?
No, he got 9 in total, didn't he? I think he got 9 in total. Carragher holds the record with 11, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought Frank Sinclair did go on quite a good goal scoring streak though at one point.
No, I think he got 9.
Okay.
I think Carragher holds the record.
Yeah, I mean, quite a few Chelsea fans who would say 9 too many, I feel.
Frank Sinclair. There was a couple of candidates for this. There was Titus Bramble, and also I don't know if anybody will actually remember him, but if you do, please let us know. If you remember Ali Deer, who played for played a magical 42 minutes. No, it was less than that, wasn't it?
I think so. Didn't play long, but for the time he was on the pitch, what a player.
Yeah, it's only 20 minutes.
I'd say about 20 minutes, from what I can remember.
For those of you who don't know who Ali Deer is, he was George Weah's cousin who was recommended to the club by George Weah's agent. He came on as a sub. He fell over, and then his only chance, he was through on goal and he smashed it about 10 yards over the bar and was immediately substituted. And was never to be seen again. So he's got to be up there.
Exactly. Yes, I think. Mind you, when players getting subbed off, Emmanuel Aubry wasn't a bad player, and he got subbed on and back off, didn't he?
Yeah, true.
So,
Anthony Stokes.
I think
good in the Scottish League, absolutely dog in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think the Scottish League is rather an easy standard to play at, to be honest. But
Adi Akinbaye.
Can't remember much about him actually.
To be fair, he was awful.
That's probably why I can't remember much about him.
Mine's going to be Titus Bramble because he was just comedy gold. He really was.
Although I do think if you're a defender who makes a mistake, you stand out a lot more than, say, a midfielder or a striker, to be fair. Because often your mistakes leads directly to a goal, but...
Yeah.
Do you think that is something to do with the hypnotic Premier League ball, though, that might cause a few more goals?
Oh, it's just horrendous. What's wrong with a white football? What is wrong with a white football?
I think times change, mate.
Yeah, but why does it need to be green and purple? Why?
It's more Instagram friendly, I reckon.
It can be Instagram friendly all it wants. It looks like one of the footballs you used to get out of a bloody newsagents when you were a kid.
Yeah.
It really does. What is wrong with a white football?
I think you would like it if it was just a white football, everyone wore black boots and you played 4-4-2. Is that sort of your football utopia?
That is football.
The tackle from behind is a warning, maybe, but to me, we can let it slide.
No, tackle from behind's a bit dodgy, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
I've suffered a few, so...
good to see you draw the line at some point.
Yeah. But yeah, it's almost hypnotic. I don't like it. I really don't.
I've got no qualms with it, actually, because it looks a bit like the Serie A ball, and as you probably guessed from previous episodes, I'm a big Serie A fan, so anything that's remotely linked to that is going to be good by me.
No, don't like it. Just don't like it. Bring back the white ball. Right, we're going to swiftly move on to the Premier League teams' Champions League draws. We're going to start with Leicester, who have drawn Porto. I think it's Bruges, isn't it?
You're the research guy on the show now, aren't you?
And Copenhagen. Leicester could theoretically get out of this group.
Well, can they Copenhagen? That's the question.
Oh, for God's sake.
No.
Is that the level that we sunk to?
Oh, because it was brilliant before, wasn't it?
That's a shocker. Absolute shocker.
No, this is a very good draw. I've recently found out that they've changed the way they do the seeding, so it's not based on previous seasons.
No, it's not based on UEFA ranking anymore. It's the teams that won their domestic leagues in Pot 1, apart from Celtic, because Scotland's a crap league and Celtic are a crap team.
UEFA's words, not ours.
To be fair, I like Celtic a little bit more now that Neil Lennon isn't manager, but still.
I disagree with this idea of domestic winners automatically getting pot 1. Because I think it should go a little bit on, not entirely, but it should go a bit on what you did last season in the Champions League. Because otherwise it doesn't reward a team getting quite far but then finishing third in their league.
Yeah, true.
So it should be, I think, a bit of both. Your league position and where you finished, but Here we go. Leicester in their first foray into the Champions League have got a very decent draw, and I expect them to get out, to be honest.
Yeah, they can get out of it. I think if they don't, they certainly won't. As far as I'm concerned, they won't finish bottom.
No.
Arsenal have drawn PSG, Basel, and the Hungarian giants Ludogorets. This is a banana skin for Arsenal. This is.
Basel actually are a good provider of players, aren't they? With Shaqiri, Embolo, it's like he'll be a decent player. So you don't know what type of players they've got being produced at the moment. So they could be tricky for Arsenal.
Yeah. I expect Arsenal to get out out of this group in some sort of European football. I'm just not sure which one.
They might go down the Sevilla route of trying to finish third. But no, I think they'll finish second. I think they'll be too strong for Basel. But PSG, really, with the money they spend, they should be looking at competing for the Champions League.
PSG, with the money they spend, should be looking at a massive fine for the FIFA from the fair play.
I think that exists in the same way unicorns exist, though.
Yeah.
So
it almost seems like they've turned around and said, "We find a couple of teams, we'll give up now."
Yeah. I won't lie, I don't know anything about Ludogorets, but that doesn't mean they're not a decent team, does it? So.
No, I think they made the Champions League group stages last year.
Yeah.
So it's a banana skin. It really is.
So one thing, that's it. If they got to this stage of 32, they can't be terrible. So.
So Man City, I've got Borussia Mönchengladbach, Celtic, and the Minnows Barcelona.
Automatically playing for second, I feel.
Yeah. They should get out of this group, especially under Guardiola.
Yeah. This is the thing. If any manager knows Barcelona well, it would be Guardiola.
Yeah.
Anyone can expose their weaknesses. Which I would say is their defence. It's just good luck getting the ball to try and attack them.
I would say Mönchengladbach's a good scorer in a Scrabble, but I'm not quite sure the board's wide enough.
I think the problem for Mönchengladbach is they've got rid of Nordveld to West Ham, Xhaka to Arsenal. Lost a couple of decent players there, haven't they?
Yeah, I seriously hope that Celtic finish bottom because they're a little Scottish side and I think that they're better than they are.
Yeah.
To sum it up, I genuinely believe that. Any Celtic fans that disagree with me, all of you, please feel free to let me know. I'll quite happily tell you why I think they're a little side and think that they're better than they are. So.
Well, I don't really have much of an opinion on Celtic, to be honest, but I do think they'll finish bottom in this group. Apologies to Celtic fans, I just feel that...
I'm not apologising.
Well, they're playing 3 teams from 3 of the strongest European countries, so it's going to be very, very difficult for them.
Yeah, and finally, Spurs back in the Champions League play CSKA Moscow, Bayer Leverkusen and Monaco.
No.
Difficult group.
Horrible group.
Yeah.
Horrible group. I mean, Monaco aren't the team they once were when they had Rodriguez and Falcao, but still, they're pretty much guaranteed second every year. Well, top 4 in League, aren't they? So,
thing is, what you've got to look at here is there's a chance that when Spurs play CSKA Moscow, it's going to be -5, -6, could be worse than that. You're going to be playing on an AstroTurf pitch.
Yeah.
Leverkusen are a very, very good side, and Monaco are potentially tricky as well.
Yeah.
So
this is it. It says way tip to Russia. None of the Leverkusen game's going to be easy. Monaco's not going to be an easy place to go to. It's a very nice place to go to. It's not an easy place.
I think Spurs are going to be relying on 9 points at home.
Yeah, I'd agree there because you'd expect them to turn over Moscow and Monaco at home, but the Leverkusen game should be very interesting. It'll be one of the games we'll be watching on BT, hopefully. So
yeah. Right, to end the show, we're on to mine and Gav's Super Sixes. Gav's currently 10-5 in front on the score. Remember, it's 3 points for a correct scoreline, it's 1 point for a correct result, and absolutely nout for the wrong scoreline and the wrong result. So I got some catching up to do, really. So our Super Sixes are Spurs and Liverpool, which I have gone 1-1.
I've gone 2-1 Spurs.
Chelsea and Burnley, I've gone 3-0 home win to Chelsea.
I've gone 2-0, also to Chelsea.
Everton Stoke, I've gone 2-0 to Everton.
I thought similar, well, the same actually, 2-0 again.
Yeah, I've gone Watford Arsenal, I've gone 1-0 to Arsenal.
I've gone 3-1.
West Brom Middlesbrough, I've gone 1-0 to Middlesbrough.
Same again.
And the Man City West Ham game, I've gone 2-2.
I've gone 3-0 to City.
So I'm hoping for the first Desmond of the season. Okay, that's all we've got time for on this episode. Just like to end it by saying thank you very much to everybody that keeps watching it. Hope you keep enjoying it. Keep your questions coming in. Follow us. Share the videos, and we'll keep doing our best to try and fire some entertaining stuff into it. On the next episode, obviously, we will have our roundup of the Premier League weekend and several other topics to discuss.
Yeah, and I'm going to research Chilean footballers. So.
And the alphabet.
Yeah. It's okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.